This may not be the sexiest topic. However, as an energetic being, as someone who's increasingly sensitive towards the different energies that are happening in, through, and around us, energetic hygiene is a must. So, check in, tune in, tap in. I'm doing this in the daytime, so you may hear some different noises. I am surrounded by jungle. Spirit was telling me this morning that y'all need to get your energy cleaned up a little bit. And why? Because there's a bit of a change that's about to happen potentially with your work or what you do for bringing in the dollars. And that could also just be bringing in more abundance in general in life. I'm going to go ahead and read the messages that I got from the dowsing and see if I can put together all of the information that was coming through. But what I was getting, that you are coming out of a time when you're allowing any self-betrayal. This is not good for you anymore. You can see where you're making compromises to where you put your energy and how much value you have in the workplace or in what you allow to come in, what you ask for, what you're willing to receive. And Spirit's asking for you to lean into your spirit team, to channel in what could be the best possible thing for you to do next, if you haven't already got that. And you might have felt a lot of conflictual energies, having to take many actions or doing too much work, taking on too much work, and really starting to see a vision for yourself in the future. It's a little bit distant, but you're getting the sense of, something can be better. And I'm here to tell you that this is your confirmation. Once you make that choice, and I'm not saying just burn everything to the ground, I'm just saying once you make that choice, you will feel so much more free. So much space will be created in your mind, and from that joy and that courage of the unknown and stepping into that place where you don't know all the way, you don't know all the hows, you're leaving that up to God to decide. That's when this big opportunity comes through. This is when this mental breakthrough comes through, when you get that download, when you just get that idea. And it's going to come because we're always rewarded when we're courageous. And that courage, along with that beautiful new breakthrough, that idea, that opportunity from heaven, you're going to be given a chance to actually go into the world with that and take it somewhere and really be that. You'll walk with that. It'll become your thing. And there may be a period of sleeplessness where you nighttime, you feel yourself being influenced by should I, shouldn't I? That's going to end. It's going to end. You may have to leave where you're at. You may have to go to a new place. You may have to go to a new place in your mind, like in your perceiving. Take what's yours, collect what is true to you of value, and leave. And I'm getting that on the other side of that choice to leave, there will be an offer of more emotional comfort and more something that's better matched to who you are. We've got both the King and the Queen of Cups in the reading of the tarot, and it shows that you're bringing your knowledge and your wisdom into a more stable and emotionally nourishing environment, and that will feel like justice to you. That will feel like you're being seen, you're being heard, you're in a better match for your talents and abilities, and then that will bring out a version of you that can actually deepen in her receiving or his receiving of himself. This is a beautiful thing. You get to experience yourself better and your horizons will expand. You'll actually start thinking differently. And there's also a hint here, a possibility that you may meet somebody if you're single and ready to mingle. You will meet a partner of some kind, maybe in what you're doing as work, when you go travel for it, or when you're traveling the internet for ideas or connections, however you want to place it. Or you may be getting a choice to go even deeper into the path ahead. Either way, it feels very nourishing. Like there are some troubles along the way, but it's more of a mental thing. It's more, how do you perceive your ability to take it and run with it? Because remember the whole thing about you're being hired, you've been chosen, you've been selected to carry the energy of the new earth. No pressure. Okay, so that was actually me going through some of the cards, but what the message was the importance of energetic hygiene means you're understanding how impacted you can be when you go unconscious, and also specifically when you purposely go unconscious. Like those after work drinks, or that place where you drink just to kind of basically fit into a social group, or you do it to tolerate the environment. I know, hey, I used to manage a nightclub. After you become more awakened and you wake up to these sensations of the other, what the others can't perceive, the level of energetic hygiene has to change to match that. Otherwise, it feels like absolute crap. It can sometimes feel like overwhelming how much you're perceiving, and that's not helpful because we still got to function in the world, right? So you might have noticed an increase in how you're able to perceive other people's thoughts, feelings, and emotions, and you may be getting more inceptions into your mind, and isolation or separation may have occurred because of it. This is okay. Being selective is a flex. Preferring to be alone over compromising is self-honoring. It also shows that you love yourself enough to keep your energy field clear of those who don't match you right now, especially if you're in a type of cleanup. Because God's doing a little bit of a cleanup right now for a lot of us, and it's working on multiple levels in the spirit. Removal of old paradigms to make way for something better often requires a period of adjustment, and in that tentative state between who you were and who you will be is often where some decoys can be sent in to give you a wobble. Meaning you'll be winning, and then, let's just throw this all up in there so that she gets distracted. Even distractions that are mirroring on the global stage, the world stage, you'll notice you become drawn to certain ones. And that can be like decoy feeding off decoy. Like you're online doing your work or whatnot, and then you come across some stupid thing between Hollywood stars, and then you start following that. Then the algorithm starts feeding you more distraction and repeat, right? So the aloneness and the filters and the selectiveness goes deeper than, just checking around in your social circle as to who could be there at the moment that is asking for more of your attention that is not contributing to you. Beep, beep. Hear that? Confirmation. So yes, sometimes it's better to be alone. And it's only true for some people. We're not all set up this way, but it's very common for the chosen to find themselves in a period of aloneness, and it's often, God's protection. What I'm doing here is offering some things to spark any synchronicities to see if there's some part of this reading that's for you. Because remember, what isn't true for you won't feel light, it will feel contracted, and then you can just have that as an interesting point of view. I did get some information about a Yoruba goddess and then the ocean. I heard Atlantis and Lemuria, so you may be studying that or be interested in that or have a connection to that. I saw your Taurus field and also the Taurus field of the earth. So you may want to, when you are in your meditation, look into those kinds of energy images to see how maybe you can get a deeper understanding of how energy is flowing through the physical body. It might help you to qualify how you work with others. Because, when we're sat in the same room, in the same office, in the same coffee shop, in the same bed with somebody, we're in each other's Taurus field. We're in each other's aura, right? So there's going to be an impact of that no matter what your energy type is. So you may want to check how you feel, because if you see a picture of your Taurus field, it may help you to see, okay, it's going out in this way, up and through. And if someone sat there, then they're in mine, and then I could feel theirs. It may give you a good visual understanding of how energy is working. Also, obviously, take what feels right for you. You may have had some sort of recent stress that's impacted your immune system, and so there was a little pointing towards detoxing the body and bentonite clay, detoxing some heavy metals or impurities in the body. You can look into clays. There's lots of different kinds of ones. And then I also saw mushrooms. So whether that's the mushrooms have been calling you, this is your confirmation. Obviously, choose what feels right for you. Got to keep saying that. I'm not some kind of doctor, although we can get information about what's correct for us if we ask ourselves, can't we? Yeah, so you want to work a little bit on your immune system, there's plenty of amazing mushrooms that work on the immune system. So check it out, see if that's feeling light and resonant for you. You can muscle test to see if your body really wants that also, and it's not just your brain based on what you learned. Yeah, so in regards to your job, when I was scrying, I saw birds flying. So there was a sense of travel, again, maybe movement towards a new place. But the ability to see from a bird's eye perspective what truly is. You may be going to live in a place that requires you to fly across the ocean. You may be working with something to do with nature or the animals or something like that. Take it how it resonates. You can also start to use your own decoding awareness when it comes to the certain symbolism that comes through here, because this is you and me, us, co-creating these readings together, right? So the more you interface with the energies, the more you're able to flex your own ability to perceive what these symbols could be for you. You also might be seeing a lot of birds and have birds pop up in your dreams, and you want to look those up and see what is the meaning of those birds. I saw a sun coming up, so it definitely feels like a new day is dawning for you. You may have gone through a period of difficulties or question or an initiation of some kind, and a new day is dawning. Thank gosh. There was an eye in the sky, and there was a sense of not just you, but all of us, especially the chosen, having eyes on us. We're being monitored in some way, and that means, well, in some way, we know which ways. We know that we, show up on the radar when we go through a clarification of our energy fields. We know that we become more juicy and more targeted. And then that's another reason why it's imperative for us to look into keeping our energy fields clear so that these things can't attach to us. So if you've been feeling monitored, just expand your energy. Look at it like, okay, they're giving us energy. I'm not giving them energy. Wow. Sort of flattering in a weird sort of way. You're looking at me and I don't give a shit about you. Being monitored, yeah. Your changes are gathering attention from the other side because you are basically getting more energy in the body. You are becoming what they don't want us to become. They don't want us to become that enlightened, that light, that bright, that clear, that unfuckwithable, that unbothered. They want us to be, relying on certain things that we don't really need. They want us to be addicted to things that we don't really need. Fill in the blank, right? Stuck in relationships, in workplaces, in social circles, etc., that are not in our highest and best good. Because that way we're believing that we're limited beings and we're not going to fully step into our path here, what God's plan is for us here, right? So I saw the lightning storm and the energy inside the cloud. You contain so much power. Are you kidding me? You have so much power and potency in you that is barely even a sniff of it is expressed into the world. You are the storm, and this could be that storms are coming. Storms are always coming, but storms specifically are coming. This is a heads up to those who have the gift of prophecy. This may resonate with you. You may have had dreams with lightning. There could be a lot going on in your hood at the moment of receiving this. Whenever this receives you and you receive it, storms of something have some sort of significance to you. You may have to check in with atmokinesis, your ability to work with the weather. There's another word for it. I can't remember it right now. Umbrakinesis, I think it is. Yeah, the capacity, just like the gods, to be able to direct the weather. I don't know about you, but after I go through a big clearing, it always pours. It pours. Like heaven opens the flood gates right after I go through a clearing, and it just feels always so apt. So I was just getting the line, we're not in Kansas anymore. So after the storm of this change, you could be moving. And this seems to be like a repetitive message as well. There was also an iris. So you could need iridology work done. You could be noticing something showing up in one of your eyes. Go check it out. It's also the reference to what are you willing to see or not see? What are you seeing? Are you seeing? Are you truly seeing? What is true seeing? And would we allow our vision to be even clearer in all senses of the word if we let ourselves see who is clouding that. You probably know, like when I say there's somebody in your social circle that might be slanging evil eye in your direction, who is it? Ding, that person. What is it about your workplace? Who's there? What's going on there? You know, just check it out. It's not to make you paranoid. It's to empower you to see differently. You know, these messages are coming through to you for a reason, and I'm connecting into what you're sharing back with me. So I'm here to help you bring out more of that availability of your own willingness to see. You have these gifts and tools inside of you, and they're wanting to be expressed. They're wanting to help, not protect you, but they're wanting to help you navigate through the world so that you can make better choices. Check out your eyes. Check out what you're willing to see or not. There's someone reaching out their hand to you to support you. So whether that's someone that's going to give you a job, that's going to give you love, that's going to give you encouragement, there is support that's here. So take the hand. It also could be that, and then this is not necessarily about love, but everything is included here. You may be considering partnership, or partnership could be coming to you. There was hints of that. So if that's the case, then that's around for you. As they say, it's on the cards. And I saw butterflies, which indicates transformation. You could be seeing butterflies around. And then I heard that Alicia Keys song. I can't remember the song itself, but I remember the words. And it's like, I keep on falling in love. Yeah. With you. You know, this song. And she's talking about, falling in and out of love. So maybe you're falling in and out of love in a metaphorical sense with what you're doing as work. With this person in your life that you're considering maybe they're not so good for you, with a partner. Or it could be that you're going to strengthen that. It could be the other way around. Falling in and out, and you're just going to finally make that choice to get married. You could be like that. There is some sort of energy drain, however, and it does feel like someone who's you're in partnership with, if you have a partner right now. If it's not that, then it could be someone at work. There's a character who's got some hooks in you, and you may have been going to sleep and then waking up feeling exhausted, bothered in your dreams, and I'm getting that you're bringing home entities from wherever you're going to and coming back with, from somebody else whose energetic hygiene is not on fleek right now. So don't let them into your house. You hear me? Like, you have the body, you get to stay. They don't get to come into the house, you know, especially these like little riffraff lower level ones. Like you make that determination that they can't come in, you know, everything that you picked up while you were at work from whoever's having little jealousy, whatever, green eyes, green eyes, they may even have green eyes. Just to say to them, look, y'all can't come in here. I got to sleep. I need to clear my energy from the day, from whatever's been projected at me. You don't get to be in here. You may even want to work with rosemary or roses. You may need some roses in your life. Your name may be Mary, or you may need Mary Jane. Take it how it resonates. Rosemary can be very cleansing and clearing as well. You drink tea, put it in the bath. Rosemary oils, good for your hair, good for your head, your skin. You need to take on less work. There's a sense of the inability to notice that these inceptions are coming because there's just too much on your plate. I know, easier said than done. Take on less work so that you can nourish your own energy field more. If you take an elevator up to work, you may have had the sense in your mind that you're the only living person, that everyone around you is some kind of like Decepticon, automaton, robot, NPC kind of character. And you might be right. And I know that coming into this awareness can be a little creepy at times because you're like, what is real and when you start having glitches around this and you start seeing discrepancies in the hologram, the programming, and that can be a little weird. I know that all too well. Due to this increasing weirdness, it's asking that you have to change your orientation towards energies, because you are like the beacon of light in the center of the darkness. You're like the one soul that came to bring a different frequency into that field. So it's a good practice ground, in fact. And you want to notice too, because you're clearing and cleansing and working on your energy, Those who don't know how, or who are riddled with demons or little entities and attachments, are going to look at you like, ooh, energy source. Remember this. I'm going to go on about this until we really truly get this because we're going to continually upgrade and we're going to just keep our eye out. Keep our eye out. I spy with my little eye. Who out there is giving me evil eye? I even saw eye roll, so it could be a little bit childish or petty or talking behind the back type thing. You might catch people talking in a room about you, or just feel a little strange when you arrive while people, they were talking about you. You know that feeling, right? I just want to mention and put in a caveat because not everybody's like some sort of evil bastard. Oftentimes when people do this projecting thing and this evil eye thing, they don't even know really what kind of curses they're throwing. I might have talked about it in one of the last videos. They don't, oftentimes the spell work is unconscious, if you want to call it that. So yeah, it's up to us to just recognize what's going on, and then you can choose to be different. Then you alter your frequency and your response to it. You just adjust yourself. You may have gone out for drinks with this person. Could have involved some lime and salt. So whether that was tequila shots or some sort of daiquiri, there was some maybe cocktails. You may have picked up something from this person then, and that could have been the moment when it attached to your field. You want to return all of that, make yourself big. Again, with the drinking alcohol thing, you may know that the word alcohol comes from an Arabic word. Basically, that means ghul, which means ghost, which means entity, spirits. It's right there in front of our faces. So if you're sensitive to energies and you drink a lot of alcohol, you're inviting ghouls, you're inviting spirits into your field, and periodically you will probably feel like you're being feasted on because you've just invited them. So you do all of this work to clear, and then you go and invite them. So believe me, I also know about this. My training ground was to live in a city of millions and millions of people and work in a place where people go unconscious. And in fact, I make my money from that. So I made my money from that. So yeah, there may be a yoga center that some of you go to. I saw on the wall, this is very specific for somebody, it's sort of swanky. There's a yantra on the wall. If you don't know what a yantra is, it's a geometrical design and it's used to represent a god, and it's used to channel energy and ritual and focus and concentration. And there's somebody in there, potentially the teacher or a lot of people who are coming there, and they sort of just like dump all of their unconscious crap inside the yoga room, and it doesn't really get cleared. And also too, the teacher themselves may be posturing as woke, but they ain't. So you want to check if you might be picking up stuff from that teacher. Return to sender at all times. Remember, trust your own knowing, trust your own intuition. There's a little exercise that Spirit's given me to ask you to do, and it's to map out your desires for the life and the working environment that you truly want going forward as you start to change and develop the courage to move towards that and to receive new ways of receiving and abundance and prosperity and love and connection and your social circle. It's all coming together. It's not all separate, you know. What would you truly do if you were choosing from what excites you, you know? And this is not like a mood board, or this is not really necessarily some kind of law of attraction thing. It's more like just to get clear in your mind to then reflect on who's around you and who might actually be truly happy for you. So sit down, check in with what really excites you. What is that? You know, take some time to tune in and speak to God on this as well. Like, God, what would you have me do? What would be in God's plan? Because if you follow that and you include that, then it's going to come about with much greater ease. You're going to have the backing of all of life for that. I mean, you still have the support of all of that, even if you don't choose it. But seeing as I'm speaking to the chosen and we're talking about our transformation and our clarity and our move towards walking in the path of that, then yeah, part 2 is notice how many people, when you go into the energy of this, could actually be truly excited for you. You're going to have to use your spidey sense on this as well, but like, who wouldn't be? You know who these people are. And this is not to make them wrong or bad or anything like that. Just, you're in a different zone, my love. You are different. And you're being offered so many more different keys to the city, to the kingdom, than you could even imagine. It's up to you to make space to actually receive those. You resist that, and then things start going a little bit wonky in your world. Can you attest to that? I definitely can. some more time needs to be spent in cultivating your sensory perceptions so that you can perceive who and when and what in real time. That's what we want. You know, looking back on things is all good and doing clearings and that kind of stuff. But if you can catch yourself in real time and change the track, change the channel, you know, quantum surf, move to the reality in real time where you're that person who, doesn't react like that or isn't allowing her energy to be influenced. She stays clear, she stays big, he stays unbothered and in neutrality. We're able to see with that divine eye, that divine perspective, see from the God's eye view. Ooh, I love that. God's eye view. Yeah, let go daily, yeah? Whatever you think you want and how it's meant to come. This is a message, this is the word today, is you're going to be able to embrace your uniqueness and bring on that golden touch of yours. Ooh, the golden touch. As you end these karmic situations and come out of where you've put yourself in these self-betrayals, you remember that God hired you, so you've got a whole spirit team around you. That's when all the affluence and the influence and the beautiful abundance comes in through the spirit realm, through your art, through your movements, through your speech, through everything. That's when it all starts kicking in, baby. You give up being a human battery. You give up giving all of that divine energy to workplaces or people or environments that are low-key got the evil on you. And then you realize most of the thoughts that you're having weren't yours, and that something very new is available for you. You may be going on tour, if that's true for you. There's movement. There's movement. And it's going to come from you really claiming what's really true for you. You know, if you've got to say, like, I'm putting in my notice, or, you know, this way of us connecting doesn't work. You are so much more powerful than you even know. You're a divine channel. You are a wisdom keeper. You know, there's so much for you to discover on the other side of letting go of environments that don't serve you. You got a lot going on, my dear. It's so beautiful. Can you trust in the uncertainty? Trust in that. Can you really, truly be okay being uncomfortable? Remember, if you're not uncomfortable, then you're not changing. And after every bout and storm and lightning bolt that hits your world and tower moment, there's always something awarded to you after that. Spirit is ready to show you a miracle, and it's up to you to be willing to receive that. You're going to receive a kind of divine inheritance, and you're going to feel like the richest mofo on the planet. So much support is incoming. It is ridiculous. And not everyone's coming with you. We've established this, right? Not everyone's going to come with you. The era of push is over. That's the last card that we got here. It's the last message here. I want you to sit with what feels true for you. Release the rest. Call on the courage within you. Start speaking directly to the forces, to the spirit. It's there with you all the time. You don't need a middleman, baby. You have a direct line into source. So no matter where you're taken, no matter where spirit leads you, no matter where you go and what ending has to happen, you are covered. You hear me? You are covered no matter what. Okay? Claim it. I love you. Enjoy. I hope this helps. Peace, 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 peace.